ready? I
Adama Ahmed Baba,
swear by the Almighty God
swear by the Almighty God
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
touching the matter in issue shall be the
I'm Al-Hassan Idrisu, the government statistician. Thank you.
Good morning, Chairman. My name is Kojo Santemensan, Director of Administration, Ghana Statistical Service.
Good morning. My name is Francis Siripi, Principal Accountant, Ghana Statistical Service.
My name is Asanti Ansari, Head of Internal Audit.
Paragraph 182, Ghana Statistical Service, Cape Coast, Central Region. Do you have the head over here to answer these?
For that person, thank you.
Okay, you spent 46,000 for lunch and per diem, and you accounted for only 39,600. Where is the 6,400? The recommendation was that the regional head should ensure that the accountant refund the unaccounted amount of 6,400 and same paid into Auditor General's recoveries account with Bank of Ghana. Have you done that? Now, do you have any evidence of you doing that?
Yes, please, we have evidence, and we've shared with the auditors, and we have a copy available here.
Auditors, could you confirm what he just said? Sir, you said you've shared it with the...
So, Madam Chair and Honorable Rankin, we shared it with the regional auditors. So maybe it's yet to get to headquarters.
How long ago did you share with the regional auditors?
On the 12th. We did that on the 12th of August. Thank you. Yeah. Yes, Mr. Chair.
Should we withdraw the swearing in that you just did? Okay, clarification. You swore to tell the truth and the whole truth, and you said you're giving it to the auditors. And auditors are saying that they don't have it.
So, Madam Chair, Mr. Rankin, Honorable Rankin, we said we had shared with the auditors because we look at the regional auditors as part of the Ghana Audit Service. So when we said we had shared with the auditors, we meant that we had shared with the regional auditors.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Auditors, could you collect that one and then verify it, and then we'll get back to them. All right, government statistician, you are discharged.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair, and thank you, Mr. Rankin. We are very grateful.
But you see, this simple thing could have been solved at that level.
That's right.
So we waited all these hours. We dragged all of you here.
Yeah.
Half of your day is wasted just to answer for 6,400. Yes. That is causing financial loss. All right. You are discharged,
But
please.
Dr. Alassane, congratulations. I worked with Dr. Alassane when I was at the Ministry of Finance. And congrats on your new position. I pray and hope that with you there, some of these things will be checked and they will not find their way into the report. So I wish you all the best.
Going forward, we don't see such infractions. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. Now let's call Minister of Health. Now, because of time, anybody who would answer questions for Minister of Health, you will get up and we'll swear all of you in. Anybody who is to answer a question over here, you will get up and we'll swear all of you in.
touching the matter in issue,
touching the matter in issue,
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Okay, Honorable Minister, introduce yourself, and the rest of your delegation will also introduce themselves after that.
Thank you, Madam Chair and Honorable Ranking Member and the members of the team. I'm Grace Ayensu Dankwa, the Deputy Minister, 3 a.m. with very high fevers and diarrhea. So I've been in the hospital all morning since 4 a.m. So I'm aware that so as I sit here, I'm still running a temperature, but in the interest of God and country, and for accountability, and for transparency, that is why I'm here. So thank you.
Thank you very
And
much,
the rest of my
Honorable,
team
for the sacrifice.
Introductions, thank you.
I'm Desmond Boating, the Chief Director of the Ministry of Health.
I'm Daniel Insia, Finance.
Good morning, Madam Chair. My name is Frank Raji, the Director in charge of General Administration, Ministry of Health. Thank you.
My name is Wilfred Ado, Director, Internal Audit, Ministry of Health.
Peter Yeboah, Executive Director, Christian Health Association of Ghana. I bring you prayerful greetings and blessings from Jack.
Good morning, Honorable Chair. My name is Ben Ampumankansa, the Director for Infrastructure, Ministry of Health.
Thank you very much, Ministry of Health. Your first infraction is on paragraph 391. And Honorable
Honorable Chair, the infraction is at Greater Accra Region, the head office. And the findings of the auditor states, we noted that payment vouchers for 75 transactions, totaling 7 million, were without receipts, signed claim sheets, minutes, and reports to account for the transactions. The transactions number 75, there are 19 of them which are above 100,000 cedis, and they are between 2,000 cedis and 900,000 cedis. Mr. Chair, my concern is there was no management response to the auditor, and that is of great concern. My question to management, has the needful been done? Have you located the 75 PVs and shared same with the auditor, please?
Madam Chair, thank you very much. Yes, please. We have identified all the 75 transactions and we made them available to the auditors for verification.
Auditors, can you please confirm if you have received all 75 and you are satisfied with what you have received?
I'll respond to your questions. Honorable Chair. Presented the document, the supporting document.
Subsequently.
For review.
All right. The next infraction is. Oh, you have a follow-up.
Chief, on page 91, item number 31, and it says funds, the description, unsupported payments. That is what the auditors say, unsupported payments. And there's a donor cedis. And I'm wondering that if you have accountants, if you have budget analysts, if you have all the relevant people, why must it be charged to government again when at the end of the month we all receive salaries? So there's a 500,000 If you don't have the book, you can ask the auditors to give you a copy, their copy.
Thank you, Honorable. If you permit us, we will go back and have a look at it because...
Description. I'm only asking that what is this funds for processing of the ministry's bills? If you have people employed in various positions to do this work, why must we charge government an extra 500,000 for processing the ministry's bills? And that is what we find here. And so I want some clarification on that.
Thank you very much. Honorable, with these lists that we have here,
yes,
there are some of them which, for not to defend though, but sometimes the description differs, but we use the PV numbers to identify what actually the transactions are.
Okay, so I think here, AMHSG /GS/004 base, and give us some briefing on it before we leave here. We'll be very, very grateful.
Thank you very much.
Because I've provided you with it. This description also says unsupported payments, and that is why I'm a bit concerned, more concerned than ever, that there's a payment for a whole capital expenditure. How come you didn't have the supporting documents when the auditors came? And this is a capital expenditure item. So before you make any payments on capital expenditure, you need to come attach the various documents, the relevant documents necessary for the payments to go through. So how come when the auditors came, something as a construction of a chips company?
Thank you very much, Honorable. If we look at the initial comment raised by the auditors,
yes,
they mentioned receipts at sign sheets. The challenge we have is that for the spirit of the use of IT, GIFMIS, it wants to reduce human intervention. But when the auditors come and you show as a receipt, so most of them, they have picked them on. So you have to go back to, if the chip, it definitely was the human intervention, we might not go back for the receipt from the supplier or the contractor. But in this case, we have to call on them again to submit the...
But what does the law say? You said you might not go for the receipt from the supplier. But what does the law say in respect? So in terms of proof of payment, what does the law say?
It's a receipt.
So you can't say we might not. It is a must that when you make payments, you get your receipt to show proof of payment. So you can't use the word might there that we might know. You have to, so that when the auditors come, and you know, especially when it's a capital expenditure item in this book. So that is why you can't be cited for unsupported documents for something as huge and visible as a capital infrastructure item. So Ministry of Health, I think you can do better than what you have done here. And that is why from the beginning I said that regular attention to the infractions they also confirmed to us whether the PVs came with the relevant attached documents in terms of the capital expenditure item as stated on page 92, item number 52.
Honorable, sorry, I withdraw the mind I use.
Yeah.
It's a must. I have
It's
to.
a must because,
Yeah.
yes, per our public financial management law, it's
Exactly.
a must to show proof of payment.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Chairman.
Go ahead. Management, or Chief Director, I want to know what administrative processes you're putting in place such that you meet the auditor's deadlines. Because some of the invoices as low as 2,000. I'm sure you had it and could have presented it to the auditor.
Honorable Chair, thank you very much. I think there is this issue of, records keeping, and so I have taken a serious note about that, and then I've drawn the attention of the accounts division and then the auditors, the internal audit division, that going forward there's a need for us to keep proper records so we don't, encounter these challenges that we are going through now.
Page. There's processing of first GNS expenditure.
Honorable Chair, please, which number is that? Are you referring to, please? 21.
Number 51.
51, okay.
Thank you, Honorable. Please, there is, I'm sure they use a generic term for maybe some distribution of the goods and service to the various departments in the office. So maybe we'll have to get back on that as well.
And this information is public. So when people look at it, hey, Minister of Health, 7, I think I will move on. The next infraction is on paragraph. You had a question. Sorry. Go ahead.
Chairman, thank you very much. Mr. Director, when you look on page 90 for PPA board members and CTRC members of about 90,000, that is the first one. What end of year package? Because these are primarily expenditures at your outfit. However, also, on page 91, there seems to be so many monitoring and evaluation item lines in this report. You look at 31, at 32, you have monitoring and evaluation, 73,000. You look at 33, monitoring and evaluation, 43,000. You look at, that is also about 100,000. So if you look at all of these line items, however, the reason why I ask is that also when you look on it, you have TNT for outstation inspection, you have TNT to Adaklo, you have TNT for inspection of government projects. So what are the differences between all of these things? What are these monitoring that we have so many line items and we have mid-year review, and at the same time, TNT also for people who are going to inspect government projects?
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable. I will just want to emphasize, mostly the main monitoring and evaluation. So some of the payments, and we have several of the units, our PPME, our infrastructure, and other divisions in the ministry do occasionally have these, like Adaklo. Maybe, so when there's a need for us to visit, I'm sure if there were other responses, you would know. The Adaklo itself, we had a challenge there whilst we were putting up that isolation center. So I'm sure that was one of the expenditure that was incurred around the area. Thank you.
And the first one that I asked about the PP end of year package.
towards procurement. On the issue of the payment to the PPA committee at the end of the year, it was some souvenirs of the ministry that we purchased to be given to them.
All right. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Chair. It leaves a lot of questions that one needs to seek answers from. Well, if you go to the table, you go to table number 31. You have asked about that.
They said they'll provide us with
Well, how
the
do you
details before we leave here. So
just processing of your bills?
maybe you should step
you
that
spend
one
about
down and ask another one.
half a million.
Yeah.
And then if you look at from 65 coming, maintenance of ambulance. So what's the difference between maintenance of ambulances and the maintenance of the ministry's vehicles? And then if you look at it here, we can peruse them. Because 72 supply of parts for maintenance of ambulance. So I don't know.
Honorable, they are going to give us a detailed report on this list because we have more questions.
There are more questions on the table
to ask.
More. Chair, but before we leave, I want to find out from the 62, the payment for the consumption of the cheese compound, is it one cheese compound or a number of cheap compounds? The penalization here is about one cheap compound.
Yeah, in relation to the ambulance, when you look at the list, it's a list of which they extracted from the bank statement. But it is one particular PV that we paid in bits. That's how that we initiated by National Ambulance, and we make those payments. So as and when they initiate those payments, and with availability of funds, then we release the funds as such. Thank you.
You see, gentlemen, honorable members, we have quite a lot of questions to ask over here, but have in mind we are going to consider the COVID report, and Adeklu will come in where we rented a place far more than the value, yes. And then the same thing too, we'll talk about Abankro. So you wait, when we get to the COVID report, we'll bring Ministry of Health back and they will answer all those questions because Abankro will spend over 901,000 Ghana cedis on it for COVID. But COVID report is there, honorable members, and we'll have the opportunity to question them again. So let's move on this one. The next infraction is on paragraph 394, and Honorable Sherry Che will take care of that one.
The auditors noted that this is about unpresented payment vouchers. The auditors noted that the financial controller did not provide 22 payment voucher transactions amounting to 39,649,000 from the sub-CF account. Should recover the total amount and paid same into the Auditor General's recoveries account.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Yes, the payment vouchers have been retrieved and then they've been shown to the auditors for verification, and that has been done, Honorable Chair.
Can the auditors please confirm if this has been done?
Honorable Chair, they were able to present the payment vouchers, although it came late, but we have gotten all the vouchers and reviewed them.
You have all 22 vouchers?
Okay, the next infraction is on paragraph 397, and it's unserved bond of 8,172 Ghana cedis. The recommendation was for you to recover the unserved bond amount with interest. Has that been done?
Yes, Honorable Chair. This has also been done where the bond has been retrieved and then the evidence has been shown to the auditors for verification, please.
Could the auditors confirm that, please?
Honorable Chair, we can confirm that.
Thank you. The next infraction is on paragraph 402, and Honorable Abna Osayasa will take care of that one.
Solutions. The unpresented payment vouchers was 39 million, and Lightwave alone had 30 million. I want to find out what exactly did they do for you, or what kind of service do they provide?
Our hospital, our e-health system, they provide them to all the institutions, all the hospitals. Yeah, so we depend solely on them on that.
What does the e-health, well, what is the e-health about? If you can please throw some light on it for us.
Thank you.
Very grateful.
Honorable Chair, thank you very much. I think the e-health deployment is the harmonization of all the electronic medical records of all patients countrywide. And apart from that, they also have to, as part of the software, it's able to give us an indication of the early detection of any case. If, for instance, patients report cases and then we see the trend, we are able to signal, it's able to give you a signal that this is a particular issue that the ministry, for that matter, the ministry should take. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you very much. So such an important thing. The auditors come and it takes you forever to provide them with proof of this. It doesn't sit well. Variation without approval from 403, I think, to 405. And we all know the law, that if you want to vary an item or a project and it's beyond 10%, we need to do the needful. But the auditors are saying that there are quite a number of projects, including projects in my constituency. Yes, I need to put it out there, including projects in my constituency that you did. You varied beyond the 10% and did not go through the right process. In the first, in paragraph 391, the auditors told us you made a payment of close to 800,000 Ghana cedis for the same variation without approval, and there's also another payment. Are they the same or they are two different payments? Because that one was 802,000 Ghana cedis, and then this one is 1.318 million.
Just like you rightly indicated, we had an engagement with the auditors, and this information was provided. I mean, like you know, once there's a variation, the law is very explicit on that. So we had issue of variation in terms of changing scope. That led to the variation, actually resulted as a result of that because of the erratic nature of the payment. But in respect of the variations, right, like the process clearly speculates. If we looked at what we actually went through, we actually went through the thresholds. We actually went through the ETC to seek approval way back on the 22nd of December. And then it was conveyed to us on the early part of January before the process was actually completed. So in principle, because of the issue about communication, this particular information was given to our auditors. But just like they indicated, I mean, our inputs to them for their verification. But like I said, we went through the due process, and there are evidence to that effect. We went through the ETC, and then all the approvals were sought.
But when the auditors came, maybe you couldn't give them proof of that.
There was
and then you gave them.
Like I said, there was a proof of that. But like the information, I'm thinking the whole issue, when the issue came, the whole issue was being coordinated from my department. We submitted, they've certified.
Mr. Nkansa, you yourself are doubting. You say you think it never got to them. Why is it that when a query is raised, an infraction is raised, we don't follow through to the end when the auditors come to our end? That is one of the huge challenges we have with these reports. They come and it's like, do what you want to do. I will come and answer whatever I want to answer. That the auditors on your site got hold of these documents, I don't think they will be here. So auditors, can you please confirm if you have received all the items, the relevant documentation for the variations that were made, and then we can make progress on this, please.
Honorable Chair, what they have indicated to us is that the reviews are supposed to